Summer months, most venture more than 100 miles away from home. And Chuck May with AAA Oklahoma doesn't anticipate this year being any different.
They're looking forward to summer. They want to get out there on the road. They're going to go ahead and do their vacation and not be held hostage by some threat of unknown terrorist activity.
I think that's where we're actually losing the battle, because we're letting fear alter our lifestyles, and I disagree with that 100%.
Bob Mooneyham isn't fazed by the new terror warning. He says he'll continue living a normal life.
You have to take precautions and that sort of thing, but you know, the bottom line is that we can't let fear interfere with what we do in American society.
I'm going a lot of places.
Rita Maxwell isn't changing her plans either.
And life happens. You know, unfortunately, people are out to do bad things and people do bad things, but life happens and we just can't be paralyzed to every threat that we hear.
As far as Oklahoma City being targeted by terrorists, most people we talk to think it's unlikely. The Heartland Flyer, which travels from Oklahoma City to Fort Worth, is the only rail system in Oklahoma to actually carry passengers.
My gut reaction is to say, well, you know, they're probably going after numbers, and we don't have the numbers of people traveling by bus or by train that other parts of the country do. So in that respect, we probably are a minor target.
But after the Murrah bombing, we know we're not immune. Travelers are encouraged to go on with their lives, just be a little more aware of their surroundings. And this summer, we will most likely see added security on our buses and our trains. Andrew, back to you.
This is Brooke Osborne in Oklahoma City tonight. Thank you. We will have more on the latest terror alert coming up from News Central. A home builder's office and a warehouse are rocked by a series of explosions that happened in Broken Arrow this afternoon. Police say the business owner suffered burns. He was flown by helicopter to the hospital. Orange flames and thick black smoke could be seen for miles. The owner had been doing some welding before the fire, but no official word on what started it. Nichols on trial. The man who sold Timothy McVeigh the car he was driving when he was arrested takes the stand today. Thomas Manning is the manager of a tire store in Junction City, Kansas. He says McVeigh disappeared for 15 to 20 minutes during that transaction. Prosecutors say that was enough time to make a call to reserve the Ryder truck. Evidence shows McVeigh made a series of calls using a prepaid card issued to an alias used by Terry Nichols. A man is killed today in a wreck in northwest Oklahoma City. He was riding on his motorcycle headed southbound on Santa Fe near Memorial. The driver of a car made a left turn in front of him and the motorcycle slammed into the car.
We're still doing our investigation. We're not done on anything yet. The one gentleman was dead at the scene and nobody else was transported.
The driver of the car was shaken up, but no word, though, if that driver will face charges. A car chase with Oklahoma County deputies ends in a head-on collision. It started this afternoon near Northwest 23rd and Prospect. Authorities got a tip that a wanted fugitive could be found there. Well, once they tried pulling over the car, the driver took off. The chase ended after the driver jumped a median and hit another car head-on.
I really had, because it was real heavy traffic on Martin Luther King all the way up to 23rd. Now, if he came all the way down 23rd, he had to scare some people. But this time of day, it's full of traffic.
Authorities say the suspect threw a gun and several ounces of rock cocaine out of the car during the chase. No one was seriously hurt in the wreck, though. Well, at least the weather was nice today. Let's see what the weekend looks like. Fox 25 Chief Meteorologist Chuck Bell has details in the first forecast.
Well, Andrew, the weekend isn't looking too bad, but I do think we're going to have to worry about scattered showers, maybe even a thunderstorm around Oklahoma tomorrow, especially southwestern Oklahoma. That's where the best rain chances are going to be during the course of the day tomorrow, because that's where we actually have a couple of rain showers and thunderstorms out there right now. In fact, as of right now, so have a flash flood warning in Kiowa County. The western parts of Kiowa County have actually seen decent amounts of rain here over the last couple of hours. So if you live in western Kiowa County, be on the lookout. Flash flooding is a possibility, especially if you live in a flood-prone area. And watch out, and remember, never drive over water-covered roads. Temperatures around Oklahoma, 53 in Enid right now, 56 in Clinton and Weatherford, 62 degrees in Ardmore. And here's your forecast for your Saturday. Not going to be a bad day, but it won't be quite as warm as it was today. Partly cloudy skies, a pretty stiff north breeze tomorrow. Wake-up temperatures around 47. Highs in the metro tomorrow right around 66 degrees. Complete check of the rest of the weekend's forecast is coming up in just a few more minutes. Andrew, back over to you.
All right, thank you, Chuck. District Attorney Wes Lane cracks down on bogus check writers. If you're one of the people who did not take care of a bad check you wrote, you're now wanted by police. Fox 25's Phyllis Williams has more on Oklahoma County's hot check pursuit.
Hot checks are a big problem in Oklahoma County. The district attorney's office receives about 36,000 bogus check complaints each year. And if you don't make good on a hot check, it could cost you more than the amount you wrote. You may end up spending time behind bars. They come back account closed or insufficient funds, and they wind up here in the bogus check division of the Oklahoma County District Attorney's Office. These files represent a few of the open cases on hot checks.
We're going to initiate criminal charges, and we're going to follow up with that, turn it over to our investigation staff so that they can serve these warrants and get with other law enforcement agencies in the area.
Investigators and police are already on the trail of those who didn't come to the DA's office to make good on bad checks. Little Caesars is one business that only accepts cash or checks, and they get their share of bogus checks every month. Little Caesars averages 20 bogus checks a day. Even with that amount, they don't plan to pass on the cost to us.
The way we go about doing it is we do charge a fee, and that fee reinstates us for our bank fees and a little bit more for, cost for, office employees to be doing this. So, I mean, it pretty much pays for itself almost.
There are 40,000 outstanding checks in Oklahoma County totaling $8 million. The district attorney's office wants to stamp those case closed, with the merchants recovering their money. But if not, and you're caught, the penalty could be stiff.
If a criminal charge is filed, the penalties can range from up to a $1,000 fine and up to a year in the county jail, or up to I think it's a $5,000 fine and up to 10 years in state prison.
There is a list of warrants for those who didn't take care of bogus checks. You can log on to daweslane.com to find out if your name is on that list. There is also a list of the county's 3 most wanted bogus check writers. Phyllis Williams, Fox 25 News.
Thank you, Phyllis. Well, if you're a merchant, you can do a few things to cut down on the odds of receiving a bogus check. Always check for ID. Make sure you write down the check writer's driver's license number, date of birth, and a brief description of the person. The DA's office has a 70% recovery rate on bogus checks. Fox 25 follow-up. Authorities in Logan County are still searching for 2 men who escaped from the county jail. Daryl Omar and Loke Lee escaped the jail by breaking through a wall in the Logan County Courthouse, which is above the jail. Omar was in jail for charges of shooting with intent to kill. Loke Lee was being held on burglary and drug charges. 3 people are charged in the first case testing the state law against cockfighting. Mary Zarate, Fernando Zarate, and Juan Zarate have each been charged with 1 felony count of possessing game fowl. Game fowl and cockfighting paraphernalia were found on the property, police say. The DA's office says even though it is the first case, they will prosecute it vigorously, but they say how it progresses through the courts is anyone's guess. Coming up on the Primetime News at 9, Final Four frenzy. Less than 1 day to go. Are the Cowboys ready? Plus, some good news about Oklahoma's economy.
And I'm Jennifer Gladstone. Next from News Central, the smoking hot economy. And can you believe any ad campaign will put them to the truth test tonight?
Why do people keep coming back to Paradise? Is it the huge payouts? The Paradise Point Cafe? Off-track betting in the Bamboo Lounge? The huge payouts? Over 600 Las Vegas-style machines to play? The gaming tournaments? The huge payouts? Is it the friendly people, spotless surroundings? The huge payouts? Discover Paradise for yourself. 7 Clans Paradise Casino. Just a short drive from your front door on Highway 177 between Stillwater and Ponca City.
If you're losing your color and you want to get it back, hurry to the nearest At the Beach Tanning Superstore for an incredible tanning experience. 1 month, unlimited tanning for only $24.95. Just $24.95 per month. At the Beach guarantees dynamic results with 4 levels of tanning. The Super, the Mega, the Extreme, and the Turbo. And it's the home of the UV-free Mystic Tan. Try 1 month unlimited tanning for only $24.95 and discover why At the Beach is Oklahoma's best tanning value.
Cocina de Mino, the Mexican food legend in Oklahoma City. 20 years, 5 grand locations, always better than the rest. Southwest 59 in Western, 122nd in Norway, South Air Depot in Midwest City, Northwest 38 in MacArthur, West Lindsay in Norman. Cocina de Mino Mexican Restaurantes, constantemente superior.
While jobs are leaving our country in record numbers, George Bush says sending jobs overseas makes sense for America.
Now Kerry's plan will raise taxes by at least $900 billion his first 100 days. Kerry and the economy, troubling.
So who's right? Some say the numbers don't lie. Hi, everyone. I'm Jennifer Gladstone. Here's the latest from News Central. It is the biggest job jump in the American economy in 4 years. American businesses added more than 300,000 jobs last month. President Bush was all smiles today as he headed to West Virginia to talk about the job situation. While there, he leaned heavily on how the economy is growing and people are finding work. This is the first time in nearly 2 years manufacturing companies did not cut jobs.
Clearly, this month is good news. We've had an increase of 308,000 new jobs created. This is the 7th straight consecutive month of job creation.
The unemployment rate has also gone back up, but that is not unusual. When the job market increases, the unemployment rate does the same, simply because there are more people out there in the workforce. President Bush says it's too expensive, but the House passed the highway transit bill today. Supporters say the bill will create jobs and fix our nation's highways, but the White House says the $275 billion price tag will raise the deficit, and he promises a veto. Another thing the White House does not agree with is Senator John Kerry's timing. The Kerry campaign challenged President Bush to a series of debates, but the folks on Pennsylvania Avenue say now is not the time. Kerry says the negative tone of the presidential race has clouded the issues, and he wants to clear them up, but it looks like he'll have to wait a while. How would you feel if your hard-earned tax dollars were paying the salaries of illegal immigrants? There are cases where it's happening. Now, some in Washington are trying to stop it. Washington Bureau Chief John Lieberman has tonight's Truth, Lies, and Red Tape report.
There are no shortage of examples. The immigration status of 16,000 members of the military classified as unknown. Illegal immigrants on the payrolls of federal contractors, including one at the Air Force Academy in Colorado. Now there's a move in Washington to expand a pilot employee verification program that would make it mandatory for all federal government contractors to collect certain information about employees and enter it into a national database.
What we're saying is if you're a federal contractor and you are contracting with the federal government using taxpayer dollars, let's know the status of the person and be sure that they're the person that they say they are.
Technically, it's illegal to hire illegals, but as we've shown, it's happening. Representative Marsha Blackburn says we need to know the status of all contract workers in the name of Homeland Security.
This bill is to be certain that the people that are going to have access to sensitive areas, sensitive data, that we know who they are and that we know what their status is.
These are some of the usual suspects. They always want to put immigrants and national security and terrorism into the same sentence. And that's what this bill is about. It's about slamming immigrants.
Josh Bernstein is with the National Immigration Law Center. He says all this bill would do is expand a program that even a government study has said doesn't work to screen out illegals. In addition, he says, it's an invasion of privacy.
Now, what this does is it gives employers access, a huge number of people, access to sensitive government data about individuals, Social Security and INS data about individuals.
We should point out this bill would cover all government contractors who have varying ranges of access to security information. For example, Guard and Watchman Security Service employees are among the group, but so are custodial workers, laundry people, and barber and beauty shop employees.
Your viewers, have to look around them and look at the immigrants that they see around them and ask, are the people that are cleaning their cars and washing their dishes, are they a national security threat?
In Washington, I'm John Lieberman, News Central.
And this brings us to our question of the day. Do you think American tax dollars should pay the salaries of illegal immigrants who work here? Log on to newscentral.tv and let us know what you think. We'll have the results for you tomorrow night. For more information on this story, log on to our website at newscentral.tv and click on the Truth, Lies, and Red Tape banner. Talk about a hassle. Visiting the U.S. is getting a lot harder, all in the name of Homeland Security. Now, people from 27 countries, including some allies, will have to be fingerprinted and photographed as they enter the country. People traveling within the U.S. without a visa for up to 90 days will have to go through this.
Left hand first, press down.
Left index finger first, press down in the box until I tell you to release. Press down and hold. Great, it's captured. And then use your right index finger for the same procedure. Put in the center of the box, press down and hold. Excellent. Now just look to the camera for a quick picture.
All of the scans are digital, meaning there is no messy ink to deal with. Homeland Security officials say the procedure takes 5 to 10 seconds, but judging from what you just saw, it obviously takes just a little bit longer. Commuters in Spain are still shell-shocked after the Madrid train bombings that killed nearly 200 people. Finding out another attempt was foiled today may not put many at ease. An employee found the bomb in a bag under the rails of a high-speed line between Madrid and Seville. Initial tests show the explosives are the same as what was used a couple of weeks ago in Madrid. Islam clerics don't seem to have a problem with the fact that 4 American civilians are dead, but they are frowning on how they were treated after they were murdered. In northern Iraq, clerics in the town of Fallujah are reminding their followers that Islam forbids the mutilation of corpses. This is the kind of logic that raised yesterday's question of the day. We asked you, do you fear radical Islam is a threat to the civilized world? Very little contest here. 83% of you said yes. Only 17% of you said no. In the courtroom tonight, prosecutors say they will try 2 Tyco executives again. The judge declared a mistrial today after 6 months of testimony because of accusations that one of the jurors was either being threatened or coerced. The defense repeatedly asked for this mistrial.
This is how it came out, and so therefore we have to deal with the reality of life. Look, I've been doing this 40 years. I will tell you, if I piled up all the experiences top to bottom, I ain't seen nothing like this yet. But, you know, what can I say?
We're disappointed because of events that occurred outside of the courtroom, that this case did not reach verdict.
The former executives are accused of stealing $600 million from the Tyco Corporation. A grand jury hearing the case against Michael Jackson has called it a weekend. Jackson's attorneys are still hard at work, though, and say they have 100 items that will prove Michael's innocence. They've given the list to the prosecutors who will present it to the grand jury. It was a vote that made headlines across America. Commissioners in Ray County, Tennessee, passed a bill to ban homosexuals and charge them with crimes against nature. 2 days later, the motion was withdrawn, but the tension remains there. Don Dunn of News Central Nashville has more.
Peace and quiet is usually the way you describe Ray County, but lately in this rural county of 28,000, there's been an uproar.
We're here! We're queer! Get used to it!
It started just over 2 weeks ago when Commissioner J.C. Fugate introduced a motion to ban homosexuals. Fugate said, quote, "We need to keep them out of here." The motion passed unanimously. But 2 days later, after word got out, Commissioner Fugate rescinded his motion in front of hundreds of people.
Well, if they thought things were going to get better after this, they're not. They're totally worse.
Christy Bacon is openly gay and lives in Ray County. She says although the ban on homosexuals may be gone, the sentiments remain.
I can't go to certain stores anymore here. I can't get gas from certain places here anymore. I lost my job.
Nothing like we'd ever had before.
Commission Chairman Terry Broyle says tonight he wants to clear the air. He contends most commissioners thought the original vote was not to ban homosexuals, but to restrict gay marriage.
My understanding of the resolution as it was being discussed was that prior to the vote that we were dealing with same-sex marriage.
This isn't the first time Ray County has debated morality. In 1925, this same courthouse played host to the Scopes monkey trial. And just like 79 years ago, there are two sides.
In my opinion, gay people have a right to do whatever they want. If they're happy, leave them alone.
God didn't mean for a man to love a man and a woman to love a woman.
On the courthouse square, there are signs with strong messages and words with strong emotions.
God don't like sodomy. He's proved that time and time again.
Still, many in Ray County wish this issue had never come up.
It just shows how backwards everybody is here.
It makes the whole town look like everybody's anti-gay. And it's not like that.
As the fighting continues, some feel the damage here may be beyond repair. In Ray County, Tennessee, John Dunn, News Central.
Gay marriage is still in limbo in Massachusetts. In February, the state Supreme Court ruled that barring same-sex marriages was unconstitutional. So starting May 17th, the unions will become legal. But Governor Mitt Romney wants to put the marriages on hold until the constitutional amendment process is finished, and that won't be until 2006.
I'm pleased that the citizens are going to have a chance to vote in favor of marriage being defined as a relationship between a man and a woman.
Massachusetts Attorney General Tom Riley says he'll fight any move by the governor to delay the court's ruling. Taking a look at other news-making headlines across America tonight, fact or farce? Police in Madison, Wisconsin say university student Audrey Sealer probably lied about being abducted at knife point. The story gained national attention when the 20-year-old disappeared and was found days later 2 miles from home. Officials say they have evidence Sealer planned the disappearance, including a surveillance video of her buying duct tape and rope days before the incident. In Colorado, wildfires continue to rip across the Rocky Mountains. The 6,000-acre blaze has already destroyed one home and forced dozens of people to evacuate. Firefighters worked throughout the night, but say they have only 15% of the fire contained. Many worry this could be a sign of a long and devastating fire season. It's that time of year again. Early Sunday morning or late Saturday night, you need to move your clocks up 1 hour. You might call it a time-honored tradition. Daylight saving time started during World War I under a mandate by President Woodrow Wilson. War takes an economic toll on a nation, and extending daylight hours during waking hours reduced the use of electricity. So before you go to bed tomorrow night, turn your clock ahead 1 hour. You lose the sleep now, but gain lots of summertime later. 2 boys living in the woods with no parents to raise them. Coming up, the Wild Boys really have parents, and we're going to show you how they were reunited. That is just ahead on News Central.
Also ahead, are the Cowboys ready for San Antonio? Is San Antonio ready for the Cowboys?
Hey Oklahoma, Hudaburg Chevrolet is your #1 Chevy dealer, and right now you'll find our biggest discounts ever. For example, get $13,000 off this new Chevy Tahoe LT. Or how about a loaded new Chevy truck for just $12,488? Choose from over $30 million in Hudaburg inventory. And at Hudaburg Chevrolet, we'll beat any price in Oklahoma on any new car or truck we sell, guaranteed. It's all at Hudaburg Chevrolet, I-40 and Hudaburg Drive in Midwest City.
Spring has sprung at Statuary World Patio and Fireside. Fruit trees, 7 to 9 feet tall, $19.99. 1-gallon shrubs, $2.99. 2-gallon roses, $9.99. Marionelle holly bushes, 4 feet tall, $9.99. Slash and loblolly pines, 7 to 9 feet, $19.99. 3-gallon shrubs, Philenia, holly, abelia, boxwood, $9.99. 8-inch hanging basket ferns, $5.99. See Oklahoma's largest display of pool and patio furniture, statuary, fountains, and pottery. Statuary World Patio and Fireside, west on I-40, exit 132 in the big orange building.
The grand opening of Mystic Winds Casino continues through midnight this Saturday. At midnight, we'll give away a trip for 2 to Las Vegas, courtesy of Fox, the WB, and Worry-Free Vacations. Come win your share of $5,000 in cash prizes and thousands of dollars in other prizes this week during our grand opening. All of your favorite games are here at Mystic Winds Casino, located on I-40, exit 200. It's our grand opening through Saturday midnight. Mystic Winds, where the magic begins.
Meet Annie. She worked to stay physically fit. Turned out that was only a piece of it. There's Steve. He said, I can take it from here. Why it didn't work out, he was not quite clear. These are some of the many who finally found out when they asked their doctor what Crestor's about. So log on to Crestor.com. You'll see why you might want to visit your doctor. Bye-bye.
Discovering the Broyhill Attic Heirlooms collection at Mathis Brothers is like wandering into a fabulous antique store.
Chock full of just the right pieces. Incredible finds you'll treasure forever.
Beautifully designed to work in the 21st century, these newly made pieces have all the character and style of one-of-a-kind antiques.
Rustic worn woods and solid oak tops. Every piece you'll find at fantastic everyday prices.
Only at your furniture leader, Mathis Brothers.
Mathis Brothers Furniture.
The reward for a serial bank robber has gone up. The FBI thinks the same robber hit banks in Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Sand Springs, and Ardmore. The FBI is offering a reward of $7,000. The Oklahoma Bankers Association is offering $2,000. Anyone with information should call the FBI 290-7770. Well, by this time tomorrow, we will know if the Cowboys are moving on to college basketball's title game or on their way home at the end of a memorable season. But for today, practice for tomorrow's semifinal matchup with Georgia Tech. Fox 25's Mark Ross has the day's events from San Antonio.
On the night before their big game against Georgia Tech, the Cowboys look like they've been here before. Calm, cool, businesslike, and ready to play. Now, what's it going to take to win and get to the championship game?
I think we got to put two halves together. We got to come out, set the tone from the start, and just continue the rest of the game.
You know, you get this far. We're pretty fortunate to be where we are just because we haven't played 40 minutes of good basketball. So it's really important, I think, for us to be able to be real focused at the beginning of the game and come out and definitely play two good halves.
Tomorrow, the Cowboys will be taking on a team very much like themselves.
Yeah, they're pretty similar. They got some athletic players. They got some good wing players, some good post players. They got a 7-footer down low, so it's going to be a good matchup for us.
Yeah, I mean, they're very athletic, and they're really good at spreading out the floor, and they have some good players that can play, some guys that can play some good one-on-one basketball, so it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're very similar. But I believe we match up very well, and I believe we have a good chance of getting a win.
Does Oklahoma State seem like an image of you guys, same sort of team? I think so. You know, they're small, they're quick, they play good defense, and they like to bang.
The Final Four is a pressure situation. Who better to lead the Pokes than one of basketball's all-time greats?
I wouldn't. Coach Sutton has been here before. He's been to the Final Four, so he knows exactly what to do. He's prepared us very well for this, so I think we're ready for it.
Which coach in the world would you want on your side going into a game like this?
Eddie Sutton, definitely. Coach Sutton, he's great. You know, he's been around, he's been here, and he knows what it takes to win. So I definitely want Coach Sutton in my corner.
They're healthy, well-rested, and arrive at the Final Four in full gallop with no intention of slowing down.
We don't think about losing, and so definitely, I guess it's a success because everybody wants to get to the Final Four. I mean, that's what it's called, to go to the Final Four. But at the same time, we definitely came here to win. That's for sure.
Several OSU players echoed the same sentiment. They're glad they're in the Final Four, but they didn't come down here to hang out at the Riverwalk. They want to remember the Alamo and especially what happens here in the Alamo Dome. In San Antonio, Mark Ross, Fox 25 Sports.
Thank you, Mark. Well, as for Georgia Tech guard B.J. Elder, he is expected to play despite his sprained right ankle. Cowboys say they aren't worried, though. They are more focused on their destiny that has already got them this far. Tip-off is tomorrow, 5:07. Stay with us. Chuck is up next with the weather.
We know the HRX is a Honda. We know it has cruise control. We know it has a xenoid body that's virtually indestructible. What we don't know is, what is this?
It's called Versamo. It goes from mulching to packing to discharge with no attachments.
Available at Smith Farm and Garden on Northwest 10th, Mason and Sharp Incorporated on West Edmond Road, and Southside Lawn and Garden Incorporated on South Penn.
The grand opening of Mystic Winds Casino continues through midnight this Saturday. At midnight, we'll give away a trip for two to Las Vegas, courtesy of Fox, the WB, and worry-free vacations. Come win your share of $5,000 in cash prizes and thousands of dollars in other prizes this week during our grand opening. All of your favorite games are here at Mystic Winds Casino, located on I-40 exit 200. It's our grand opening through Saturday midnight. Mystic Winds, where the magic begins.
Ow! Uh-oh, downtown. Take this note. Get some help. Run, boy! Run! Run through the forest! Run!
Gotta be a better way to communicate.
There is. Guaranteed phone service starting at only $17. No credit checks, no hassles. Call Cashland for details.
Being a stay-at-home mom is quite an adventure. It takes every penny we have to make this household run. My family budget is so tight that it's squeaker. Walmart answers all my family's needs. When I find a good bargain, I just want to do that little jig, you know, the mama jig. Because I don't ever have time to sit and cut out coupons, and I don't have to. Walmart helps me to be able to spend time with my children because I don't have to run from store to store. I want to to go there, get what I need, and come back home. 20 years from now, when they say, Mom, remember when we did that? I'll say, I sure do.
Good evening once again, everybody. It's been a beautiful and dry day here in central Oklahoma, but it's been a little bit on the stormy side across the southwest corner of the state. In fact, western Kiowa County, you had a flash flood warning that expired at 9:15 this evening, but still a couple of light rain showers out there. If you live in a flood-prone area, be a little bit on the cautious side in western Kiowa County, and always remember, never drive over water-covered roads. That is a surefire way to get yourself in a whole lot of trouble. Here in the metro today, it was sunny and dry and beautiful. 76 was our daytime high after a 49-degree start this morning. Right now, it's partly cloudy outside. In northeast Oklahoma City, we're down to 59 degrees. Winds now have come back around to the north and east, and those northerly winds are going to keep our temperatures mostly in the 60s tomorrow, so no more mid-70s like it was outside today. Currently, it is 55 degrees in Gage, 53 in Enid, 56 for Clinton and Weatherford, Altus and Frederick and Hollis at 58. Ardmore is at 62 degrees. National satellite picture. Look at the difference across Oklahoma today. Sunshine all day long, start to finish in Tulsa and Grand Lake. And as you go down to southwestern Oklahoma, clouds, rain showers, and thunderstorms today. Most of the severe weather was down across parts of far southern Texas. And we aren't really expecting organized severe weather tomorrow. But again, scattered thunderstorms in southwest Oklahoma could briefly go severe from time to time, but not expecting any real big problems tomorrow. This area of low pressure would like nothing more than to kick out and come across Oklahoma, but this area of high pressure here is going to kind of keep it at bay over the next couple of days. Eventually, this area of high pressure will move away and allow that area of low pressure to move on through, but I think it's probably going to be Tuesday of next week before it has a real good chance to do that. So as a result, tomorrow, just like today, sunny and beautiful and dry, north and east of the metro, cloudy and showery further down into southwestern Oklahoma. So don't expect an awful lot in the way of a change tomorrow. Kind of what you had today is what you're going to get tomorrow, minus 5 or 10 degrees. Again, beautiful, tranquil weather coming from that big cell of high pressure. As it moves away early next week, it will allow that area of low pressure to move through, bringing best rain chances here to the metro as we head to Tuesday of next week. And speaking of changing things around, don't forget to change your clocks tomorrow night when you go to bed, that is. Move them ahead 1 hour as we move into daylight savings, and don't forget to change the batteries in your smoke detectors. Forecast tonight, mostly overnight lows in the upper 40s and low 50s, and tomorrow, nice day outside from the metro north and east, statewide highs mostly in the middle and upper 60s. Here in the metro tonight, partly cloudy and dry, overnight low 47. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, dry in the metro, but a few thunderstorms in southwest Oklahoma once again. Tomorrow's high here in the metro 66, 63 on Sunday. Best rain chances, Andrew, come up on Tuesday.
All right, thank you very much, Chuck. Well, this past year has proven to be quite a land run for unemployment. More than 24,000 Oklahomans lost their jobs. Fox 25's Mark Myers shows us tonight the state saw some job relief today in the form of Philly cheesesteaks.
Like this ribbon, jobs have been cut across Oklahoma over the past year. But here in Enid, the trend is being fried.
We've reached near full capacity of 230 employees now, 300 being maximum. And we expect to fill the others in the next 6 months or so.
Advanced Food Company is really cooking. This new Philly steak facility will eventually create 350 jobs.
Not only are they beefing up the economy here in Enid, but also helping out with the state and its downward trend for job loss.
We're actually getting a mixed bag of reports about Oklahoma's unemployment status. We know that Tulsa and those surrounding areas have had a tremendous job loss with some of the technology companies, but yet here we are in Enid, Oklahoma today, opening up the 5th edition to Advanced Foods. And we also know that manufacturing jobs in Oklahoma are the second highest in the nation in a 9-state region.
The hope is that Enid is setting the benchmark, and the state's business future will smell as good as the cheesesteaks.
We got to continue to work on the economic development conditions of Oklahoma, creating good workers' compensation rates, fair lawsuit reform, continuing to work on education, and building upon those things that will attract business and keep business in our state.
Mark Myers, Fox 25 News.
Well, only Michigan lost more jobs than Oklahoma in the last year. Coming up on the Primetime News at 9, a major league sport visits the metro. Could it be a sign of good things to come? Plus, they're double trouble, but twice the fun. Shelley and Jennifer have the latest from Hollywood.
I'm Jennifer Gladstone. Here's what's on the way for the late edition. Was it all just a big lie? Police say a woman who claimed to be kidnapped has a whole new story tonight. So you think a bed is just a bed? Well, in Texas, some are claiming this one has healing powers. We'll explain. Plus, a new terror threat is out. We'll have those stories and much more just ahead from News Central.
Michael Hazen of Hera, you've won a totes umbrella. Call 843-2525 and claim your prize. Keep watching Oklahoma City's Fox.
Bobby can't make it on the field.
Snap the ball.
This ball's the only thing holding me up right now.
But he's an all-pro in the garden.
Promise you're not going to squeal like a girl. I've decided to let you grow your roses.
On the next King of the Hill.
Tonight at 10:30 on Oklahoma City's Fox.
To see some of the fastest animals in the world, check out the cheetahs at the Oklahoma City Zoo. And for deals designed to move cars fast, visit Baltimore Mazda. Like a new Mazda 3S sedan, only $17,991. Or an 04 Mazda 6 Sport for just $20,096. Or a new Mazda Tribute LX, only $18,916. Come in for a test drive. It's all down the road at Baltimore Mazda on Broadway Extension in Edmond.
Why do people keep coming back to Paradise? Is it the huge payouts? The Paradise Point Cafe? Off-track betting in the Bamboo Lounge? The huge payouts? Over 600 Las Vegas-style machines to play? The gaming tournaments? The huge payouts? Is it the friendly people, spotless surroundings? The huge payouts? Discover Paradise for yourself. Seven Clans Paradise Casino. Just a short drive from your front door on Highway 177 between Stillwater and Ponca City.
Attention insects. You've destroyed my lawn from above and below, and you've attacked my family. I've tried and I've tried. Well, today, I am reclaiming my yard. Blade, my precious blade!
Take back your lawn with new Bayer Advanced Complete Insect Killer. Only Complete combines the power of 2 chemistries to kill insects above and below the ground for up to 3 months, guaranteed. Finally, one product truly does it all. From Bayer Advanced at Lowe's and other garden retailers.
Now a News Central exclusive. Picture it, a small Canadian town several months ago. 2 boys turn up claiming to be raised in the woods. Fast forward, last night our News Central station in Sacramento runs that story. A few minutes later, a reporter answers the newsroom phone on the other end of the line, a woman claiming to be the boy's mother. News Central's Dennis Shanahan picks up the story from there.
They're known in Canada as the Wild Boys, or the Bush Boys of British Columbia. Last fall, they wandered out of the woods near the town of Vernon. The townspeople took them in, the Canadian press took notice, and the whereabouts of their parents was a mystery. The boys, calling themselves Tom and Will Green, said they were raised in the woods of British Columbia, but they wouldn't reveal who their parents were. The younger boy had to be hospitalized in Canada because of an eating disorder. The story ran on the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation this week. KOVR 13 ran a portion of it on our Thursday night news at 10.
Reporting Canadian authorities found Tom and Will Green last fall.
Immediately after the story aired, a family in Roseville got a phone call from a close friend.
And he said, hey, I saw Rowan and Kyle on the news tonight, and he says he's Tom Green. And
the Horn family called KOVR, and we arranged to bring a tape of the story to their house so they could see if the Bush Boys of British Columbia were really their 2 sons, missing since last summer.
Oh, that's them.
The Horn family has the photos to prove the boys really are their sons, 23-year-old Kyle and 16-year-old Rowan. The family says Rowan ran away because Child Protective Services wanted to put him in a mental hospital for his eating disorder. They knew Kyle was living off the land in Canada by choice, but he hadn't called since December, and they didn't think the younger Rowan was with him.
I suspected that somehow he might have found the younger one and taken him, but I would hear 2 or 3 stories where people said, you know, I saw your son, or, you know, and he was local.
The family is making plans to go to Canada, and they're mindful this interview might get to the boys first.
We've been missing you so much. I wished you would have called because I wanted to help you.
In Roseville, California, I'm Dennis Shanahan, News Central.
In tonight's Get This, we want to introduce you to something new from News Central. We're calling it The Whole Truth. In The Whole Truth, we're going to bring you stories of blatant bias in the media from both sides and from both local and national media. Today's example, the GOP apparently has enough hard evidence to file a federal lawsuit accusing John Kerry's campaign of unprecedented criminal activity in its fundraising. So where are the trumpets in the national media, the big headlines, the investigative pieces? We want to know why this seemingly huge story is getting such minor play. Now, something getting major play is Hollywood dissing the president. When the storyline called for the president to visit Whoopi Goldberg's establishment on her new show, Whoopi's character said, quote, "I can't believe he's in there doing to my bathroom what he's done to the economy." End quote. The detectives on Law & Order have complained about the president's lying or his daddy's relationship with Saddam Hussein on numerous occasions, and the list goes on and on. The last time we saw TV collectively pounce on a politician was way back when Murphy Brown took on Vice President Quayle. And finally, get this. An anger management seminar in Baltimore really went downhill fast. A brawl broke out, 11 students got suspended, and 2 people ended up under arrest. And that's your Get This. And sports is next, but first, Mark Hyman with tonight's commentary.
I wonder, can a radio talk show host make the difference in this year's presidential race? The Boston Globe newspaper thinks it's possible, but the radio host is not who you think. Shock jock Howard Stern, whose radio show has been swept up in the anti-indecency crusade, has endorsed John Kerry. The Globe reports that Stern may sway swing voters. Is this what public service is all about? Jurors deliberating in a Baltimore murder case returned to the jury room from the courtroom to find that all of their personal possessions had been stolen. Has anyone figured this one out? Even during the sluggish economy of the last 3 years, welfare rolls have declined. About 2 million collect a welfare check, which is less than half when welfare reform became law in 1996. Will Missouri become the don't show me state? State lawmakers have introduced legislation banning highway billboards for businesses that devote more than 10% of store space to pornography. So 9%'s okay? I'm just wondering.
Most successful sale in recent memory continues. Fowler Dodge in Oklahoma City has made a special arrangement with bank liquidation companies across America to purchase and truck in vehicles to Oklahoma and offer them to the public for pennies on the dollar.
I purchased a 2004 demo, almost brand new, for 40 cents on the dollar. Thank you, Fowler Dodge.
Dealership demos, lease returns, and repos starting at $995 and payments as low as $88 per month. Fowler Dodge is located just west of Crossroads Mall on I-240 in Santa Fe, Oklahoma City.
Spring has sprung at Statuary World Patio and Fireside. Fruit trees, 7 to 9 feet tall, $19.99. 1 gallon shrubs, $2.99. 2 gallon roses, $9.99. Marionelle holly bushes, 4 feet tall, $9.99. Slash and loblolly pines, 7 to 9 feet, $19.99. 3 gallon shrubs, Philenia, holly, abelia, boxwood, $9.99. 8-inch hanging basket ferns, $5.99. See Oklahoma's largest display of pool and patio furniture, statuary, fountains, and pottery. Statuary World Patio and Fireside, west on I-40, exit 132 in the big orange building.
When Church's Chicken is around, that specially marinated taste has a way of bringing folks together. Everybody acts like family.
Hey, I saw that piece first. You always get the biggest piece.
No, it's my turn.
Dude. I bought the Church's. I gave you the money. So? No.
Yep, just like family. And right now, 10 big pieces are only $6.99. Or try 3 big pieces and a honey butter biscuit for just $2.49. Church's Chicken.
Brought to you by Allied Foam Mattress and More Store, manufacturers of the complete line of Correct Rest Sleep System products.
In sports tonight, the days are counting down before the Metro goes Major League. Stephen Armstrong is just one of the players who will take the field next Saturday night in a Major League Soccer exhibition game. His Kansas City Wizards will take on the Dallas Burn at UCO's Wanland Stadium. It's the second year in a row for an MLS exhibition here. Supporters hope these games may one day bring an expansion team here. Tickets are now available. You can get them at the Ford Center box office or at Homeland stores. Speaking of coming events, your first chance to see the 2004 Oklahoma Red Hawks is coming up. The team will hold a public workout next Tuesday, April 6th. Monday, the team begins selling season passes for families. The $49 pass will allow fans to sit in the 2 grassy berm areas in the outfield at Bricktown Ballpark. And those are good for all 72 regular season games. There's a limit, though, to 4 of the passes per family.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jonas at Sports Central. Well, we almost made it through a week without talking about steroids in baseball. Almost. Today, a former Major League All-Star accused a current Major League All-Star of taking the substance. The current player in question, Mark Pryor. The guy accusing him, former White Sox ace Jack McDowell, who said this about the injured Pryor. Quote, he has a tendon injury that's not healing. You shouldn't have a problem like that doesn't heal in a month. That's what happens to guys who use steroids, end quote. Pryor quickly denied the accusation.
This is a stupid comment, really. You know, and I mean, I can understand if he was making a joke of it, but I mean, if he's dead serious, I mean, this is stupid. I mean, it's just, I don't know why anybody would make just a blanket statement like that and really not knowing me, never played with me. It's ignorant, I guess.
We're just one day away from the Final Four, and there's great matchups tomorrow as Duke plays Connecticut in one game, while Oklahoma State battles Georgia Tech in the other. News Central San Antonio's Laura Green gets you ready for the big games.
The fans are gearing up for tomorrow's semifinal games, as are the teams. All four held workouts this afternoon, and for Oklahoma State, Eddie Sutton has his Cowboys very focused.
We haven't had our cell phones for like 3 days now.
No one is giving the Yellow Jackets a chance against the Cowboys. People are saying it's a no-brainer that the winner between Duke and UConn will face Oklahoma State Monday night in the finals.
You know, we belong here, and, you know, we played well to get here. We should go out there and do it again.
When the only #1 seed left standing is considered the underdog, and when that team is Duke, you know it's going to make for an interesting semifinal.
The story is usually Duke losing, that we're the favorite. So we never talk about what other people think.
Team, at least in the past 10, 15 years, certainly of this particular generation, that has set the standard that we're playing against a team that we have so much respect for, and I'm looking forward to the game as well as our kids.
Regardless of seedings and favorites, I think we've learned, especially this year in the tournament, that you can't count anybody out. In San Antonio, Laura Green, News Central.
Thank you, Laura. Now, St. Joe's won't win the national championship, but a couple of their guys are taking home some great awards. Jameer Nelson, the runaway choice for Player of the Year, and Phil Martelli is the Coach of the Year. Nelson, a very deserving choice, the senior guard averaging 20 points and 5 assists this season, and Martelli also a no-brainer as the Hawks went 30-2. First time since 1980 that one school swept both of these awards. Carmelo Anthony has put the Denver Nuggets back on the road to respectability, but can he put them in a postseason? The Nuggets a half game behind Utah and Portland, the 8th and final playoff spot. Tonight, the Nuggets hosting the Rockets in Yao Ming. Yao showing the nice touch on the jump hook over Marcus Camby. Rockets up 13-11. But then Denver goes on a run, and passing is the key. First, Andre Miller to Nene for the dunk, and then moments later, Carmelo will dish down low to Camby, who will slam it home. Right now, the score, 67-57 Denver in the third quarter. Sabre fans must be thinking, where has this been? With their backs up against the wall, clinging to a slim chance of making the playoffs, Buffalo has turned it on, going 5-0-1 in their last 6 games. But they still really needed a win over the Leafs tonight to keep hope alive. First period, Marty Baron comes up big, stoning Brian McCabe on the shot from the point. Take another look. The one-timer by McCabe. Baron, nice move, getting the glove up there. Third period, still no score. Chad Kilger on the rebound will do some damage right there. Gets the back of the net, Leafs up 1-0, and the score stays that way until the end of the game. Buffalo pulls the goalie. Joe Nieuwendyk puts it in the empty net. It's his 20th of the year. Sabres lose 2-0. So the Islanders just needed a win tonight over the Hurricanes to knock the Sabres out. The fans already looking forward to a playoff matchup with Tampa. So is the team. Second period, Alexei Yashin drops to Mariusz Czerkawski. It's his second of the game, 25th of the year. Moments later, it's Czerkawski's turn as he sets up Yashin. Yashin bullying his way to the front of the net. Beats Kevin Weeks. Kevin Weeks would be pulled. Islanders knock the Sabres out. They clinch the last playoff spot with a 6-4 win. That'll do it for a very busy day in sports. More news coming up after the break.
The Fox Oklahoma City Primetime News at 9 Sports is brought to you by Don. Michael Hazen of Hera, you've won a totes umbrella. Call 843-2525 and claim your prize. Keep watching Oklahoma City's Fox.
Amber's about to learn what makes chicks tick.
You see this disgusting piece of gristle? It knows more about women than you do.
The bitter ones, freak, and the ditzy ones.
I want you to take Jake into my office.
Next, Becker.
Can I borrow $60?
Tonight at 11 on Oklahoma City's Fox.
Let me guess, stuffed French toast down at IHOP.
Yeah, right now at IHOP, it's stuffed French toast. Sweet cream cheese on the inside, creamy whipped topping, and your choice of fruit on the outside. Served with all your favorites right alongside, starting at $4.99. Stuffed French toast at IHOP. Everybody's packing in just to get a taste. IHOP. Come hungry, leave happy.
Hello, Mother. Hello, Father. Flea sticks, mosquitoes really bother. Thanks for the package. That's why I'm writing. K9 Advantix quickly stopped all the biting. Swimming, hiking, and tent pitching. They're not biting. I'm not itching. Can't wait to show you all my new tricks. Thanks again for sending me K9 Advantix.
Only K9 Advantix stops fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes from biting in minutes.
3 national rental car companies are bankrupt. The courts are demanding 1,487 rental vehicles sold during a 4-day event, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. All 4 David Stanley locations have been chosen to dispose of these vehicles, some for $0 down and only $89 per month. Over $85 million in credit will be available during this 4-day event at David Stanley Chevrolet, David Stanley Chrysler Jeep Dodge, David Stanley Dodge, and David Stanley Ford through Saturday.
The stars of the cartoon show The Simpsons are keeping their mouths shut. Jennifer and Shelley have the latest on tonight's Double Takes.
The actors who are the Simpsons have said goodbye to Springfield, at least until they get fatter paychecks.
The 6 actors who voice Homer, Bart, Lisa, Maggie, and Marge haven't shown up for 2 script readings in the past few weeks, holding up production on the upcoming 16th season.
Each cast member is reportedly asking for more than twice their current salary. Right now, they each make $125,000 per episode.
David Bowie, Al Green, Hall & Oates, and Fleetwood Mac are among this year's inductees for the Songwriters Hall of Fame. The 35th annual ceremony will be held June 10th in New York.
And shock jock Howard Stern gave his listeners quite an April Fool's Day shock yesterday. Instead of listening to Stern's show, his fans heard a radio announcement saying the show was ending due to government pressure. After receiving numerous complaints from angry fans, Stern returned to the airwaves and admitted it was a joke.
Believe it or not, Ashton Kutcher wasn't joking when he announced yesterday that he is returning for a 3rd season of his celebrity prank show, Punk'd. Punk'd returns to MTV Sunday, April 25th.
For Double Takes, I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Shelley.
All right, well, thank you. You can catch the Double Take Twins Monday through Friday right here on the Primetime News at 9. Well, Harmony Foods has recalled its Oriental Party Mix and Oriental Rice Cracker Mix because the product may contain an undeclared artificial color. The California-based company says people allergic or sensitive to artificial yellow coloring could become seriously ill if they eat the product. If you have bought it, take it back. Well, after a really nice week, the weekend is looking pretty nice, too. Chuck Bell has a last look at our weather. Chuck?
Weather-wise around Oklahoma tomorrow, it's going to be actually a pretty nice day here in the metro. High temperature around 66, but there is going to be a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly south and west of the metro tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. As we get into Sunday, the cooler weather really does settle on in. Sunday's high only 63. Overnight lows, upper 30s and low 40s on Sunday and Monday morning. Pretty good chance for thunderstorms on Tuesday with a high of 65. And Wednesday, pretty good. Partly cloudy with a high up near 70 degrees. So, Andrew, this weekend will be okay, but on the chilly side.
All right, very good. Thank you, Chuck. And that'll do it for the Primetime News at 9. But stick around. The Fox 25 Late Edition is coming up next.
When you see news happen, call the Fox 25 News hotline at 475-9100.